What's going on today, guys? It's Alex from Alex Travels Asia, and today we're going to go over why I think Bali in 2024 is overrated and why you should go to these destinations instead. Watch to the end and see what these destinations are. So, I have three main reasons why I think Bali is overrated, and the first reason is going to be cleanliness and sanitation. So, I think because so many people have been going to Bali recently, there's just not enough systems and not enough like plumbing and infrastructure to actually take care of all these people that visit there. For example, when I was visiting Kuta, there's a river or a creek or whatever, and it flows out to the ocean, and I'm not really sure what is in this river, but there is like trash. It looks like human feces. Like there's a bunch of stuff in this river, and it absolutely smells. I don't know if that's their sewage system or it's just a river that happens to be there, but it just goes out to the ocean. And I'm like, well, people are literally swimming right next to this. And to me, I'm like, that's not clean at all. Like in other parts of the world, like when I was in Boracay, I've seen like they actually had like a sewage system. Like it wasn't just like a drainage into the ocean. So to me, I was like, wow, I didn't know it's that unclean. And they'll let that just happen. So, and it kind of goes back to where I was in like my villa in Ubud, and like I was kind of scared to like even brush my teeth with the water because the water like smelt, and it was like a tint, like a brown tint. And I'm saying to myself, like, I don't even want to take a shower because the water just seems more dirty than I am. So for me, I feel like there's just either not enough infrastructure or they just haven't kept up with stuff. Like in Thailand, I personally felt like I was never going to drink the tap water, but I felt comfortable like taking a shower. The water didn't smell. I could use it to brush my teeth. Like I'm not going to swallow the water and drink it, but in Bali I didn't even want to touch it. And I feel like even like in the evening time when there's a bunch of traffic, there's like a bunch of stray dogs on the road, I'm like, this is kind of strange. Like I feel like this is not like a clean environment. And just prior to going to Bali, I was in Singapore, one of the cleanest countries I've ever been to. So it's quite a shock for me to actually experience like, wow, Bali's like not actually that clean. And I felt like the people were going to be spiritual and all these things, and they would take care of the island, but that's just not the case. So reason number two is going to be Bali is getting more expensive. So because of so many tourists going there all year long, Kuta, the main city, is getting more expensive. Like if you wanted to go out with drinks for your pals, with your buddies or whatever, it's probably going to run you like $20 to $25. Like I think there's some influencers saying that, oh, I could go to dinner for $5 and with drinks. I'm like, that's kind of outrageous. Maybe if you go to the outskirts of Bali, to like little small towns, but if you're out there with your mates and you're trying to have a good time, you're not going to be able to do it like in Kuta. You're going to have to go in the cut. Even in Canggu, they have two big clubs there, Finn's, the greatest beach club of all time. It's expensive there. The cocktails, I say, they're about $12 to $13 a piece, and that's, you know, Canggu used to be like a small surfing village, and now it's this big party place for surfers, and it's not cheap. It's hard to find accommodation there because it's so sought after. So you can find a $20 villa for sure if you go in the interior, but you're not going to find that in Kuta or Canggu. I promise you that. So my third big reason is, and these two reasons in the beginning tie into this one, is that influencers have just overhyped Bali so much. So I think most people that went to Bali initially, they went in 2016, they went 5 years ago, they went before it was famous. So, and they've hyped it up when no one was really there. There was enough infrastructure, it was clean, there was enough of the locals there that were nice, like people were friendly, the tourists weren't there doing dumb stuff. So I felt like if you go in 2024, there's going to be hundreds, thousands of tourists, traffic jams, especially in Kuta, and I don't think it's that experience that they have hyped. So like they hyped it up to be a digital nomad paradise, and I don't believe it has that sway anymore. Maybe a vacation with your family for a couple of days, but I think my experience was severely underperformed. I felt like I could have went somewhere else and saved more money, or went somewhere else more desirable. So I think that's the big reason, is that it's overhyped. A lot of influencers have made money in overhyping Bali, and I think that's the draw where all these people come here. The tourists come there, they mess up the island, they don't really take care of it. They're like, I'm only here a weekend with my mates, I'm gonna go back to Sydney or Brisbane, and I don't really care. Not to say Australians don't take care of the island. I met some cool surfers, they definitely do, but not everyone has that attitude. So I feel that it's been so overhyped and reached so many corners of the earth that everyone just goes there and thinks it's just the place. So if you are looking for other places to go instead of Bali, like to say you want a budget trip, I would say go to Vietnam. go to Hanoi. If you want to have a nature adventure, go to Hanoi. If you want to have a party adventure, go to Ho Chi Minh. Vietnam is definitely the cheapest country I have been to. 50 cents beer. You can get messed up for $3 with your mates, whatever it is, right? If you want more of a hippie vibe, I would try to go to Chiang Mai, Thailand. Chiang Mai, Thailand is pretty reasonably cheap, and it's at a higher altitude. There's not as much humidity, and it's a good time all year long. If you want a little bit of everything, you want the beaches, you want the budget travel, you want the nature, and you want the digital nomad vibe, I say Phuket, Thailand is severely underrated. And I thought Phuket was one of the best places I went in Southeast Asia for my trip. So if you guys had a different experience than me in Bali, comment below, and I hope you guys have a good day.